right, we just did the New York versus LA Thieves series earlier this week. This time we're going to jump into the other Sunday match, Ultra versus OpTic Texas going into the major. Question marks continue. We'll continue to kind of watch this OpTic team to see what's going wrong. I wanted to show this before because I know there's been a lot of questions about what's been going on. I do have a couple of takes on it. Now, the reason why Major 4 is so important, I think Brian Stats, by the way, if you don't follow him, great follow for competitive fans. Why the last Major has had such importance in the past is normally because the last Major is within 2 to 3 weeks of champs. This one is 2 weeks. I think last year we saw Subliners dominate it. The year before that, we saw Thieves dominate the last Major and then win. If you look back, United... there's plenty of things you could look at. On the flip side, there is other ways to look at it. Now, FaZe got 7th, 8th, right? They lost that Surge team. I would say this is a little different because they dominated the year, right? It was just sort of, if you're dominating the year, if you're going to lose, there's been sort of, it should probably be like the last event before champs, like extra motivation, like, hey guys, we can lose this. Complexity is another one that stands out. These two in the middle, Denial and Envy, stand out because they were second place multiple events in a row. They couldn't get over the hump, which was beating that OpTic team, and then they did it at the last one. But they were a top 3 team leading up to the event, right? There's, of course, then the Empire, which Empire had some event wins. They weren't the most dominant. There wasn't really, I think MW19 had some, they were just, because not every top team was there. But every top team kind of had their moments. Like Empire won some events, Huntsman won some events, FaZe won some events, Florida won some events. It just felt like they clicked at the right time. And then there is this one, which is an absolute. I mean, I don't know if we're ever gonna have it again. Again, this is the tournament directly before champs. So Major 4. If I was an OpTic fan, how would I look at this? Okay, rather now than at champs have games like this. There is no better practice than LAN practice. The week of this major, you will probably have the best practice leading into champs. This is without a doubt a wake-up call. On one side, you know you can win, which I think for some OpTic teams these last few years, that was just the question mark of if it all came together on a Sunday, could we win? And you just haven't had that since Vanguard. So I think there's just a few ways, positive ways to look at it. If I was an OpTic fan, it's not champs. We won already. We know what this team can do. This is a giant wake-up call. Now, there is still a chance this team goes in a Major 4 and gets a top 2 or 3, in which I think that's probably a good thing, probably what you would want to see. What I don't think you would want to see is a day 1 or day 2 exit, or a exit to a not top 4 team. Because I think body language will go throughout this. It's not great. It's been low. You can just tell that it's just, they're flabbergasted as to what's happening. But let's jump into it for Ultra versus Texas. I just want to do that because end of the year, I figure there's a couple ways to look at it. I know there's a lot of negativity going around, but I figured I'd shed some positivity. I was very surprised to see this. Very surprised to see this. I do think sub-base, this is a big win for Ultra because there is a team who has been playing a lot of sub-base. Their name has been FaZe. And I think the reason they're playing sub-base is for this Ultra matchup because Karachi on LAN has not gone their way a lot. So this is a big map 1 win for Ultra.
There will be at least some contest over the top of P1.
Nice early time for Ultra. Then they really focus on this right side, cutting this off.
Insight tossing all of his utilities to try to keep OpTic at bay. And yeah, perfect read here for Toronto. Unreal start for Toronto. 50-0 cruise missile.
I mean, this is big 2 for Insight.
You can see that Toronto are going to get information from Kleenex on this
to have himself a little bit more confidence going in the major. Yeah, he's had a much better stage.
And now going forward with that cruise missile in the back pocket is such a big start the way that they have it.
Or you're not going to have anyone out snow. You have Shotzi lurking in the middle of the map.
At that P4. So if you are Ultra, you're going to enforce every single player trying to find a break here at this P3.
That's a big find by Kleenex.
Because obviously, when you have players the way that you have, a full lineup of superstars, you're expecting them to making sure they're
it's good 20 for OpTic, but you lose map control, so you're going to have to do it again.
They find the break in for the final 20.
They get killed through the middle of the map. Now they can threaten around the back through P4. Trades are even. What happens to spawns here? Hardpoint's going to open up. Toronto still spawns out, and Shotzi's going to spawn right behind.
Okay.
If you are Ultra, just
What, is this map just skipping? What's happening?
Area, you find a couple kills. Now this is where you invest a cruise missile to make it a little bit more scrappy, or not, because a couple spawns from out, they spawn out.
Yeah, the kills through mid-map are just so darn fast, and now Shotzi up top tries to play recovery. He's at least in a spot to contest in there.
Yeah, they've recovered well.
Moment there for Toronto.
This is normally where OpTic's fantastic. This is, they usually put teams in the blender.
Really good oversight position over the top of the new hill.
And that's why I would assume if you're Ultra in that situation to invest that cruise missile on that P4, just so you can account for everyone and make sure that break is going to be successful. But you allow OpTic Texas to reinforce their way back in and put themselves right back in a position to potentially take the lead here at P5. You have Dashy holding down top warehouse. You still have the spawns that you want for this hill. But it's a 2-2 in the trade split. OpTic Texas is going to be in first.
Yeah, but you still have Toronto holding the
Envoy with a nice pinch.
Oncoming assault from Texas.
Honestly, Ultra just do a good job there to allow Envoy to get to that spot, because they find, once they find these kills, right, you obviously have Dashy here,
and put themselves right back in a position to potentially,
but you don't have OpTic on the hill. They're still spawning old,
so
it's not clean. And then what this does is this allows Scrap here to watch this angle, and then everybody kind of spawns running forward. They're not even thinking about someone pinching.
It's a 2-2 in the trade split. OpTic Texas is going to be in first.
Yeah, but you still have Toronto holding the high ground of their own, so a chance for them to at least battle off this.
And now you're going to spawn Pred out.
From Texas. First 2 kills. Yeah, Toronto still fully spawning on the left side of the map, like you mentioned, but Pred just watching through the catwalk. Shots over towards Kleenex, Scrap battling off, but yeah, all things told, considering it was an 80 to about 10 game, this is not bad news for OpTic overall. Toronto's trying to play recovery towards this left side of the map. Staggered spawns are all over the place. Once again, we go pinstripe in the kill feed, but Toronto able to at least capitalize.
Yeah, trying to spawn out though.
Yeah, they're able to get them out of the hard point now. You gotta take care of Shotzi and Envoy with the perfect read and the headshot.
Spawn out here? No. That spawns if you're OpTic. Big kills here.
They still have the spawns over towards a new hill,
wow.
But every single player falls at the wrong time. But you have to try to change that here, because we allowed them to get all this time. It's basically going to be GG. You see the kill feed, it's all purple. They're able to dominate in that department, and now it's
get Shotzi through.
To potentially contest.
Well, not looking good here for OpTic until 35 seconds to fight, and as Toronto starts to run away with Scrap on 5, we jump into a Toronto Ultra. Listen it.
This P1 and P2. P2 both times have been fantastic for them. This is normally where OpTic's so good at, I feel like. It's like P5. The two things that stand out to me, their subbase, their P5, and like their ability to like even like break from the front of P2. Shotzi's gonna spawn out. They're not gonna expect this, huh? How does he spawn there? I guess just due to Scrap. So you had Insight spawn there. So because of Scrap spot and Kleenex, one spawns out. Kenny spawns out. Well, P2's still up. Shotzi spawns out. Or Shotzi spawned out earlier. The other two are across the map.
Ready to go? Two back door, Scrap. They're back, already out. One more. Go on, close.
Maybe if that, maybe it's the Insight spot. Like maybe they give him that spawn. I don't know if Scrap gives him spawns or if it's just Scrap and Insight. Like it's the timing of that spawn is really close, but that turns into this. That was like the one chance maybe for OpTic to get back in the game. It feels like that spawn just kind of stinky. Yeah, you're just gonna cruise this.
One in time, one in glass,
Get a kill, you get spawns. No, okay, OpTic still spawns. Deal with the cruise.
That one's top single. That's like a P2, Jimmy.
Oh yeah, still calm when there comes.
This is unbelievable, man. Like, they are playing perfect Call of Duty on a map like Subways, where they could be 50-50 a majority of the times.
Big kills, 10 seconds left at Old Edition. A good spot at P5. Can you get in your setup?
That's what allows you to have the lead that you do. They can't find a break here, though, at P4, so this has been the money hill for OpTic Texas so far on the map, but only needed 17 seconds. You rotate nice and early, and you should be able to close out the game here.
Oh, and that's the thing.
Honestly, Shotzi and Dashy just go right under him. Shotzi's on 5, no streak.
If you're Ultra and you're winning 100 essentially to 20 between people.
I just cracked the hill open from the middle, but really nice this top warehouse. It's tough.
But only 3 points needed for Toronto. They have looked really good on the map.
Yeah, they look unbelievable on this map. So if you are OpTic Texas, it's going to take a miracle. Try to bring this one back. Hopefully able to keep up in the kills.
Honestly, it's bad. Like, scoreline, it's not as horrible as it could have been. That first P1 and P2 were really strong by Ultra, that other P2. But I think there was a chance maybe for OpTic to get back in that game. That P3 was sort of right here. I mean, I guess at this point it was still 100. Yeah, the P2s, P1 and P2s are really good for Ultra. Like, there was this chance around here. They only end up getting 11 points off that CleanX spawn. All right, so let's look at these. How did we get sub-based again? What, you don't want to play Rio, you don't play Vista. So what, 6 stars open? And OpTic take sub-base. So yeah, you have the choice here, a sub-base or 6 star. 6 star has been great for them. Ultra are going to pick Karachi every day. I'm actually surprised maybe by, this could just be maybe a bit surprised by their Vista ban. What, Highrise Search? Highrise Control is one that Ultra's been working on. Ultra have looked insane on Vista, to be fair. Yeah, but to play them on Karachi, I'd have to look at the records, honestly. Let's see. 4-3 for OpTic. I thought it was better for OpTic. Maybe that's why. Oh, yeah, both 4-3. Probably just feeling confident. Yeah. I mean, end of the day, you're just trying to play as many maps as you can going to the major. 6-star invasion. Highrise Control. What do I think OpTic have broken down like? I mean, a lot of this comes down to this. They're on a 9-map losing streak in Search. I mean, if you look at Sunday at the major, it's just way different. They won every Search. Like, I think they were always going to find respawn wins, especially on land. But this team's just going to have to clutch Searches against the top 5 or top 4. And there, I mean, there's a couple. I mean, I have no idea. We're not in their practice. I'm not sure. They could have just been feeling really confident after that major and maybe not worked as hard on Search. I have no clue. Can only guesstimate. But again, kind of talked about at the start of this. I think you'd rather have a 9-map loss streak online than LAN. That chance. You have what, 3 weeks? You're gonna need a week of LAN practice. It's just a wake-up call. At the right time. You'd rather now than in 2 weeks.
Time to at least develop them potentially, but that bomb is now getting planted towards A. Scrap is getting isolated somehow.
It's not an easy win.
And now it's a 3v2 in favor of
Guessing that's a 4-bullet heady. Get picked, probably gets picked in the middle.
And now bomb is now getting planted towards A. Scrap is getting isolated somehow. Some way he's able to find a kill. And now it's a 3v2 in favor of Ultra.
Yeah, and off this plan, it's just going to be so difficult here for OpTic to find a way to re-break in. They're going to go to the old tried and true smoke play. Just toss it down and see if you can get a little bit lucky, which Shotzzy does. Finds the first blood, but he does get tagged up. Dashy with the pistol out, able to find one. Try and maybe think about hopping it, but lost.
So I think this is actually winnable here. You get the trade. Obviously, good shots by Scrap, but Pred in the middle of the map just runs into this angle. You would have a 3-on-3 here if Pred doesn't get picked right there. I don't know if he's trying to help him or what. He just sprints to this and gets picked. They've lost second seed for champs with this online stage. Doesn't mean a huge amount, but gives them a tougher match when runs around. I mean, every match the champs is going to be tough. Teams are getting better. It's just sort of, it's not what the first few majors were. Like, the top 4 is still the best, yes, but Vegas has gotten better. LA Thieves has gotten better. Miami's gotten better. Carolina's gotten better. All these teams are capable of upsets now, I think. I think Seattle, I think we're finally at the point where no matter what, the top 8 are going to battle. But yeah, I think maybe if Pred doesn't get picked there, he's ready for that angle. There's a chance.
Shotzzy looking to go quickly over towards the A site. This is going to be left alone here by Toronto, just watching for Envoy on this cross as the rest of Ultra are looking to get through and aggressive on the B side of the map.
Oh, and I love this play right here from Ultra. If they could commit a little bit quicker.
They're going to go real quick.
Through security. You have 2 players working that pinch.
This is slow.
And both of the SMGs sitting around that mid connector. Inside trying to invest in nade. It's going to blow up by a trophy. That's already been 15 seconds wiped off the game clock. But Scrap finds the first blood.
Yeah, Kenny just gets caught, kind of going back and forth. Oh, man. Scrap turns that into a second. Smoke down. Shotzzy and
nice trade by Insight.
On the beat. And now it's just down to Pred. Decent damage, decent
that's on Ken. Can't die. He's got to be shouldering that. I mean, he's just got to play his life here, right? Because what ends up happening is Dashy's watching this. I honestly have talked about this a lot on 6-star. I'm not a huge fan of honestly even going through the flank if I'm the defensive team. In my VOD reviews, you're seeing a little bit more. I think teams are starting to figure it out. Maybe just show presence here, then wrap back to mid. But they get a pick here. Normally, you're just shouldering this, and then this player either repositions and jumps out and plays with his team, gets around statue, or you just kind of play a corner, play for a 1. But basically, as soon as Ken dies, then Dashy has to reposition. Good shots by Scrap, but then he dies, right? That then forces Shotzzy to feel like he has to make a play. It's just the dominoes. They just fall the wrong way. Again, it's 2 picks now. So you've had the pick on a Kenny, a pick on a Pred before they're even really like executing plays.
Really good first 2 rounds from Toronto on both sides. OpTic looking to try something a little bit different this time. Not going to have any defenders on the A site. No trophy system here either. Nade is up and over, and Toronto are going to say, wait, there's no trophy here. There's no one tagged off that. Let's just go for the quick plant. I love this call from Ultra.
I love this call from Ultra, but I love the play from OpTic Texas reacting as fast as they
The trophies.
They're not going to be able to stop the bomb.
They're gone, though.
They are potentially going to be here to contest early on. Here comes the smoke.
It's a little bit short-sighted, though, so this double stack for Toronto.
It's what you want.
Side can read the play through it. Envoy's going to get 2. I mean, that is just a post-plant setup that ultimately uses OpTic smoke against them.
I mean, it's what you want on these retakes. These smoke plays are going to happen because, like, you have... It's a 4-on-3. 8's out of this play. Kleenex is out of the play. You have a 4-on-3, smokes down.
But short-sighted, though, so this double stack for Toronto members.
It's like Pred gets caught mantling, and then Kenny looking the other way. Kenny's looking down low. Yeah. These things are going to happen on this map through smoke. Smoke plays, individual plays are going to happen. But you got what you wanted. You have a 4-on-3.
Again, the retake percentages have been abysmal for OpTic, to put it plainly. And that continues to be the case here. Envoy, lots of opening nades kind of exchanged between both sides, but Envoy really can't do too much here from this bottom skybridge position. He has been stunned, can't really get on towards this site, and that's going to force Toronto to kind of reposition their defense. OpTic will get the offensive smoke, but they're trying to bait out Toronto's defense with it, and it's really not working out. So they miss a window here for a plant. And
that's a good play.
I was going to say maybe he catches the timing onto Kenny, but now everything starts to move. OpTic in a good numbers position.
Yeah, OpTic also take care of Envoy as well.
They had the chance to rotate this, actually, if they wanted to. That's why 7 and 5 leave. Nice picks by Ken. But that smoke play forces Kleenex to row. So Ken with a big round there. So this smoke play right here. Smoke goes down. Smoke goes down, and then this kind of... All right, like the comms start to come in with the smoke. All right, this is probably an A hit. Catches Kleenex rotating. That's kind of the first domino.
And it looks like they will try to play a little bit further forward. Delayed utility, though, from Toronto is landing. Nades, stuns, all connecting over the top of the A site. Not a full commitment here, though, for Ultra.
Is this a fake?
Maybe trying to think they've pulled OpTic's defense a touch, and look at the little 2-man stack over towards B. They're going to try to flush out this backside Tiki bar.
It's a fake, but it's slow. So Dashy and Pred are here.
Think that an adjustment is going to come in as the players over at A start to get aggressive up through statue. They have gotten to read it. The player's going to be over towards B. Dashy sees them go down. But
if I'm Ultra here, honestly, what I'm trying to do, I want bomb. If we're throwing a fake at A, I want bomb B side, because honestly, he could just walk up and plant this if he wants. This just allows OpTic to get into a really good spot. Now you have Kenny and Shotzi move up towards A, so that pretty much solidifies. Okay, this is a B hit.
Statue, they have gotten to read it. The player's going to be over towards B. Dashy spots that trophy system go down, but he can't do anything about it. Just going to play his life.
Still hasn't been planted.
A retake through mid here.
All right.
Just trying to avoid that position that Insight is currently holding on that palm tree. Bomb, you've got a late lurk from Scrap here. As soon as they start to read where this retake is coming from, there's the OpTic defensive smoke on this retake. Kleenex, Semtex giving himself some separation up and around. Not able to quite
Scrap though through the mid.
It is decent, but Insight holds the position nicely, and now here comes Scrap on the flank.
I think like normally, I don't know if I like sort of a 3. I feel like normally what we see is, first of all, Ken's still out of this, right? We're going 3-on-4. We're pretty much going 3-on-4 before Kenny's in this. And I feel like normally what happens is this smoke's good. We run through this, but usually there's a player up top still. He can either jump down, and I think you're just off with your timings. Ken's just not here yet. Because they give this up, Ken's got to go slow. So once Dashy leaves to retake with mid, Ken's like, they could push up, right? We see a lot of teams sort of come up through this way. Ken's got to go slow. Our timing is just so off right now. Like, if you're OpTic. Ken's still not here. Now he's here, but it's a 2-on-3. Now Ken's here, but it's a 1-on-3. That puts Ken in a tough spot. I think what you'd rather see out of this is Dashy to hold here, just play bar. I think Dashy just plays bar here, and then these 3 go through mid. Because this part's just too important. Like, Ken just can't. He's got so much to clear. It's almost like what I talk about when I don't like teams going through the flank on defense, because there's so much to clear. It's the same thing. Ken is like, okay, you guys are going through mid here. Right? 5, 10 seconds are off the clock. Hey, they could push up through B, Ken. Yo, Ken, they can push up through B. They could push up. Ken's like, okay, he's got to clear lobby. He's got to clear back alley. We're going. He's got to clear this alley now. We're going. He's got to clear bar now. We're still running. He's got to clear this angle. Oh, it's a 1-on-3. Like, your timing is just so off there on that retake.
Think your frustration started to be...
Hell yeah, yeah. Like, damn, what we doing?
Well, first blood here is OpTic are just full running it down middle, and the SMGs come out with the first two. One trade from inside before
That was a quick round. Nice offense.
So maybe you try to just stay aggressive through mid-map, and that may be the case. As Shotzzy automatically checks in, well, he's got to hold the line at some point. You can't just keep diving forward, but still with a
Okay, Kenya's info. They're crossing. We're wrapping back now.
Where P2 would be, and wouldn't you know it, there's no
Again, we showed presence on the flank, right? So what does Insight do? Insight is literally here. Again, this is what you want. It's a 4-on-3 on retake. Your nades have to hit. Your stuns have to hit. Smoke's got to go down. It's the same thing. Insight is so out of this play.
Are decent. Scrap able to find one, but has to hit the deck. Insight trying to come over to help, and well, Scrap down low. He's able to find one, keep his life a little while longer for Insight to get a part. Oh my God! How is he allowed to stay alive?
Yeah, he played that well. Again, individual plays are gonna happen. It's a cleaner.
Like, what is the communication?
It's a cleaner like retake, but it's just a one-on-one.
He knows that he couldn't have gotten that.
I think really what it is just maybe that. Who was it? It was a player on the Scrap, right? You got to get Scrap a little bit quicker. 3-on-2 here.
Decent. Scrap able to find one, but has to hit the deck. Insight trying to come over to help, and well, Scrap down low.
Yeah, Scrap just gets behind the wall.
Boat comes through, and they just cannot find the kills, and all of a sudden we've got an 8-man hit over towards A. Kleenex is already forward. The first time we've seen him in this position, but an unfortunate bounce off Insight's nade. We'll give a free first blood to Scrap. On the pinch, though, opportunity starts to brew, and how about the help from Insight?
Oh yeah, 2 players under Skybridge. Another 1v1.
Shotzzy, the last one left. He's got absolutely no idea where Insight's gone off to, but has an idea that he's still down low on the Skybridge. Problem is, Insight is out of there, and I think Shotzzy may have just seen him. Yeah,
Shotzzy spots him, but Insight with the shot.
How many 1v1s did we have this map? There's 2 the last 2 rounds. Did we have another one or like round 1? There was another one round 1, right? Round 1 or round 2? These were just the plays. These were just the chows that like OpTic was won that Sunday. And they're just not going to go your way every time. Like, you're going to take your chances in your 1v1s if you're the OpTic players. You're going to take gunfights. But outside of those rounds, it's the other ones. Like, some of those retakes are just tough. Okay, Highrise Control, though, is massive for Ultra to continue to get better at. This was, like, the one map that they avoided all year. Here, I'll show you guys. So, 11 times they vetoed it. 6 times Invasion. They've always been down to play Karachi, but not as much. A Major 4 is kind of where they've played. Well, how many have they played now? They played all 7. They have 7. How many times did they play? 7 of their 12 times have been this stage.
Toronto on a 5-game winning streak on this map alone. They have only played this map all throughout this stage. And where they have shown drastic improvements have been on their attacking side. They used to get outslayed by 4 to 5 kills. Now it's barely 1. They have figured out the map.
And this is the thing is Toronto.
Kleenex has been a monster on this map.
This B zone. Envoy just threw underground, waits for his teammates to pick up on the information, and now he's guarding you from getting out of spawn. Kenny trying to do the same thing on the other side. Unsuccessful. Only a single kill to this point. Envoy still hunting out eliminations, and OpTic look.
At least finds one.
Second tick.
Yeah, second tick in.
On the way, double stack still in play.
And they're still finding all the exit kills there. Everyone from OpTic Texas who have yet to leave their spawn. So maybe make a little bit of a contest here at the B point. Slowly working on that progression on the 3rd segment. But 26 to 20.
This is very similar to what FaZe does. This is how FaZe likes to play this map a lot. So what they do is they'll put like two on the B point. This guy will just lurk. The last guy's Scrap on our screen. And basically what happens, right, off spawn, you don't touch A. But what you do is off spawn, the defense is going to go to B, right? Throw all your nades on a B. Pause the clock. We have a minute. As soon as these players die, Inside and Kleenex, what Scrap does is he wins this one-on-one. And then he's onto this point. So what that does is that frees up pressure. Your teammates off spawn can then go to B. You're going to buy some time, and then you're also pausing the clock. FaZe do this a lot.
On the way, double stack still in play.
So again, you get a kill. Your teammates are still live B. Now you're stepping onto the point. We're still at 104. You get another kill. You're onto it. Look at where your teammates are. Look, now the defense has to focus on you. Your teammates are out. They're not getting spawn killed. Right back onto the B point. Throughout all of this, 2 seconds are off the game clock.
He's in for the contestant. Whoa, the shots, I'm sure, were great from Kleenex to start, but better from Envoy to secure the kill. And now he predicts the jump up on the pipes. Not fully. Do they get the extra 60 seconds?
Okay, we're here. Who is our last player? They're A side. We're trying to get a kill here. Maybe step onto the point. We don't have to now, but job accomplished. 2 minutes on the game clock, plus you have a life advantage.
Overall, and once more OpTic right back in control here defensively, and they've reduced the life lead just down to 1.
They juggle it a bit more now. I mean, only if they don't have trophies. But it's the same concept.
He finds that first one onto Dashy. Scrap already finds a second. They know
Sometimes the BZ will jump off of it and try to catch you sprinting with a rival.
He finds another one out. Toronto should be able to work the objective.
Whoa, plus the pistol at long range, able to find Shotzi, who was about half HP. Insight on the zone with Scrap. Trophy system down for now. Kleenex off the respawn. Still keeping OpTic away from the defense being able to come back through. And at one point, it was a 13 plays 12. Now it's a 3 plays 12. Straight eliminations from Toronto. Third tick going to get locked as OpTic try to fall off the map.
I don't want to give him ticks. So what happens here? 13 versus 14. Mid-map is pretty 50-50 right now. 8's through. Kleenex catches Dashy. You have propane side, and you just choke out the 2 players on the point. Huge win by Kleenex. Then he wraps the windows, right? Yeah, really good life there from Kleenex. He's been so good on this map. Then he finds 2 and stays alive. Yeah, he's just living here. Normally teams are really good at finding this player. That's just Dash eating some rough timing.
And all 6 ticks of progress did get confirmed there before that last suicide fall comes through. So Kleenex on 5, Toronto with 6 ticks on their opening attack. Set the bar about as steep as you could be. Kenny has 1 kill, it looks like. I think that's an accurate tally. I know the scoreboard sometimes comes up broken, but he gets his 2nd here. So again, the opening defense for OpTic not good, but offensively, a chance to do some work here over towards this B zone. 3 members on 2nd tick looking good.
Yeah, this is perfect start from OpTic Texas. They dominate the gunfights over towards B Street. They already had that 2nd segment earned in at the B point, and they are still trying to trade effective around this objective.
Good start.
As now it falls into the hands of Shotzi to just fill the gap. Is a contest going to come in? I don't think so. And if it does, it's a one-on-one gunfight. You just have to win it. Unfortunately, he falls short.
Yeah, Fred.
Ooh, keep going. Wow.
Still hasn't been confirmed,
Be done.
but surely it will here.
Blocking the A spawn.
All of a sudden, Kenny, better start here on this offense.
But that 2nd segment is already in.
Yeah, Dashy also still finessing, keeping his life, working on the 3rd.
But you just never got anything if you were Ultra here. Really good job.
Okay.
Do I think, is there connection advantages online? I mean, of course, there's always some ping issues, or like, that's just going to happen in online COD, but I'd say it's probably better now than it ever has been with tech. But I mean, if you look over the years during like the OpTic dynasty, OpTic team was the best online team. Like normally the best teams are still the best teams. FaZe has been the most consistent team since the start of CDL. They've won some online events, but normally they're top 2 online. I don't know. I think, like, yeah, there's definitely some moments, maybe some gunfights, but I would say the most consistent teams are still consistent online or on LAN.
Win the initial couple of gunfights, you're dominating over.
Even though they're stopping the clock on A. Doesn't really matter, though.
The Batman needs the bat signal, and that might have been able to present itself after that map number 2. As that cruise missile's earned.
And it legitimately feels like a no more nonsense mode right now for Dashy. 13-9, 7 in a row. The heroics over towards the A zone on the offense, and now starting off the defense.
Improves the most on LAN. We've seen like the stats. A lot of it is like a lot of the vets. I think like Fellow and Clay have some of the biggest differences. Kenny's another one.
Working and Big Bruce is here, but Toronto have found entrance over towards A to stop the clock.
Yeah, regardless what everything that Bruce is getting done over towards B Street, just hoping that the teammates can find a little bit of success over towards Blue, but at least find the exit kills onto the point. First segment already going to be earned, but OpTic Texas reinforce around the map, take full map control away, and Dashy unfortunately is going to fall short, but 10 in a row is a job well done.
10 in a row, sheesh.
Also able to track down. First shots are good towards Shotzi, and you've also got a member in Kleenex on the pinch, and yep, there it is. Toronto once again. So
nice win there by Pred.
Yeah, it's a big kill from Pred, because if you allow Kleenex to be a
Pred's still alive though. Try to hunt him down.
But now if you are OpTic Texas, you have to work out of your base. Thankfully, Pred is still the farthest player pushed out, and he's somehow, some way able to find a double. So now OpTic Texas can work their way up through that B Street and work that B.
Huge life out of Pred.
We'll stop at 53 seconds. Shotzi.
Somehow he was alive. He's got 2 more.
He's the only player pushed out, and he found himself on 6 in a row. Now cruise missile earned in the back pocket. But you don't want this potentially to come down to the slang. I know OpTic had a very dominant round previously, but you want to get this 2nd segment done so you guarantee that defense just in case we go to round 5.
And that has just happened. Contested from scrap.
Play by Shotzi.
And now all of a sudden OpTic are going to do essentially the exact same thing again. 2 players on either zone at the same time. Fred keeping it safe over through A. Shotzi trying to find something over towards the Toronto spawn. Not going to happen, but the extra 60 seconds is now a 4-life lead starts to grow for OpTic as Pred is working for a potential cruise missile. He's on 4.
the help I can there.
Spawn, and this is good news here for OpTic. Toronto trying to battle back. Clean. They find 3. So now 12v9. Getting called in. Does this catch anybody? That's the real question here, and it does.
He's fine one with that. 12 versus 8.
Insight also isolated over towards blue, but he slips away, and the Toronto defense can at least stabilize with the spawn coming close over towards the A zone.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see if OpTic Texas are going to invest a second cruise missile on this round and try to close out the map here, because you're already called in 1. You're just hoping that you can sniff out a couple players from the Ultra. They just haven't been able to do so. Brett, you have to back down and play
just 3 gunfights. I just feel like if we're gonna go, we gotta follow up Shotzzy there.
Oh my God.
Like, if we're gonna go, I mean, Scrap's winning this one. Where are we? Pred's up top. Ken's here. I feel like Ken should have an angle on this. Maybe. Yes, he gets behind this. He tries to come here, then he's gonna get caught. And we're just shooting. It's just individual. Just we're not shooting the same guy. So now Dashy's got to play his life. He's gonna get hunted.
6v5, 40 seconds, and OpTic have to pause.
They have to pause, and you have to really.
All right, Scrap's winning some crazy ones.
Not able to win that gunfight versus Scrap, so no more response for OpTic Texas. It has to be perfect.
Scrap is looking for a cruise missile as well. Insight, just watching from the backside of elevators. No worries there. Contest on the A zone. Onwood is holding his life. Pops out.
Yeah, I mean, it was what? 12-8? 16-10 is the biggest. So what happens here? Here, Pred pushed up. We have Dashy and Spawn. 2 players on it.
Like this, 29 and 13. About to rewrap on the cruise missile. The teammates are on the point. I would love to see them stack.
I mean, that blows up. It's really annoying.
With Pred in this position, but he unfortunately is going to fall. The second segment is in.
They don't have a trophy. Yeah, that shit sucks.
Toronto trying to battle back. Clean. They find 3. So now 12v9.
He tries to help off Spawn. Yeah, rope in kill. But they patched that. They did, but supposedly in one of the updates, there's something with smokes in the newest update, and pros are playing on the old one where it's not fixed. Is what I believe based on challengers players' tweets. Because I thought the same thing, and I was roasting the game, and then I went to my phone. It was like the FaZe Ultra series when Celium killed 3 of his teammates. And then, yeah, I guess I didn't know they were on an old one. So, yeah, I didn't know that. And with huge smokes, yeah, I didn't even know that was... Did they say there was a change to smokes in, like, a patch? Or is it just a bug? Really nice recovery after the break, though.
Just as evenly dealt by Toronto, as he now has a chance to climb the ladder and possibly get over towards the B zone, but instead pushes out, knows he's got Shotzzy low HP. No worries there with the pistol. Oh my God! The takedown Kenny, who would have been a bullet. Pred does take down
Pred's having a good map.
Cleans the floor again, and we reset 30 seconds on the clock.
Oh my God, Kleenex is just looking for some help. Like, guys, I'm doing it all. I'm finding every single kill through bottom pit. If you can find a little bit of success to the top mid, we can stop the game clock. But with only 20 seconds left, OpTic just have to be prepared for one more good push. 1 4 dead is all I need to force map 4.
They do know Kenny's top helipad. Isolation is in. Clock will stop around 15 seconds. OpTic taking their full defensive focus over towards the B zone. Toronto in a little bit of a panic right now. Kills are decent. Shotzzy around the back trying to stave off this ultra hit, but it's not going to work out. The trades are good.
So what? Kleenex doesn't. Kleenex gets 2, so he gets 1. Then Shotzzy pushes through. I wonder if Shotzzy stays stairs here. Does he help more?
Their full defensive focus over towards the B zone.
Because I think if Shotzzy stays stairs here, I mean, I guess you're hoping he gets this kill. He just doesn't get this kill. Because if he stays stairs, he can kill this player up top, or he could see this cross, I bet. Right?
Toronto in a little bit of a panic right now.
But yeah, he drops both of his team. I mean, you can't really blame him because both of his teammates die. But I'm just like talking. I'm thinking to myself, you hope he gets that kill. Because even if he gets this kill, he probably gets traded out. Does that make a difference? Where I think if he's here, does he just get 1? Maybe if he just goes to be here. How much time left? 10 seconds. Should he just go to be here maybe? I guess not. Again, you're hoping Dashy locks that down.
Over towards the B zone. Toronto in a little bit of a panic.
Maybe the smart thing there is to just go to B. Just with 10 seconds left. So now you're 4 dead.
It's not going to work out. The trades are good. And now Ultra can at least get on with a couple of members. 2 players to stack. First hit going to get locked. Though this route may surprise Toronto completely. He catches the first. Now it's down to who else can follow.
Nice trade.
Oh, just hoping that the rest of the teammates now can reinforce with their numbers.
Rival, though.
Yep. But not able to find that kill onto Envoy. Now it falls into the hands of Dashy in a 2v1 scenario. He finds the first one with the Renetti, but still with 7 seconds left, Toronto are going to be able to extend the game clock.
Unreal. CleanX again comes up major. A couple eliminations, Pitts is on 37 total. Dashy over the top. Doesn't like the look of the gunfight. You don't.
Oh my God!
Anyway, the pistol gets the win. 9v4. Pred stuck. Doesn't know where CleanX went, who almost turns it into the game-winning moment. And still, it may have been enough damage.
I just think it's that B. It's that B defense. CleanX made so many plays.
Down to just Dashy, which may have been the story of this entire map at one moment in time. The stack is on. It's going to force.
I mean, this is huge for Ultra, though, to have this map in their bag. Yeah, I mean, you could go B there. I think he's just thinking, I got it. Let's take a look at the bracket real quick. So how does this finish out? Good round 1 for Ultra. Big round 1 here for both of these teams, just to make sure they have a safety net. They should both be okay. Massive round 1 for Legion, and then yeah, with how crazy this was, you have this top 4 round 1 matchup. Loser side, what? Carolina could play LAG here. OpTic could play a Thieves or a Miami here, which is tough for whoever wins this, because then you could play an OpTic round 2. Rocker, that's really tough for their champs' hopes that this is a winner's round 1. FaZe or New York, really tough. And then Surge Legion, who both have a... I mean, Surge should be good, but if Legion lose this, at least they have a second chance here. But the problem is that this is... So you could have... This could be the match. You could have a Carolina, New York... Or sorry, Carolina OpTic versus then you could have a... Let's just... I mean, Vegas could easily win this one. I'm not saying they couldn't. I mean, say they lost this, though. But yeah, you could have Carolina OpTic. And then you could have, let's just say, New York versus a Legion. And the winner of this, if one of these upset, this could get you to champs, right? Am I thinking about that the correct way? Because Vegas would be A seed, Carolina's A seed. We're saying LAG and Rocker lose. That would be the champs match. Now, this could look way different. Vegas could win here. They would then, it flips. So Vegas would go here if they lose to FaZe. So if Carolina beat both of them, if Carolina won here, you could have Carolina Vegas for champs. If that happens. Lots of ifs here. LAG is looking better. This is not an easy match here. And then obviously you still have OpTic here. Crazy. If I'm an OpTic fan, what am I looking at? LAT Miami. Not the easiest round 1, but winnable. Then at Carolina. They beat them last major. Winnable. Then you could have FaZe Surge here. Let's just call that. You then would have that. So you then would have a Surge OpTic. This is a very winnable bracket for this team. Just putting it out there. That could be 3 matches in a row. So it's not the worst bracket. It's not the easiest. But all winnable matches. Just due to how crazy this split was. So, yeah. Just taking a quick look. Quick thoughts at the bracket. I'll probably do a more in-depth bracket video. But hope you enjoyed the video. Appreciate it.